have therefore increased to Kenya shillings 63 billion from 44 billion last year. We have set aside Kenya shillings 20 billion for seed and fertilizer subsidies, up from no funding in 2022. Already, 6.5 million farmers are benefiting. This investment will maintain fertilizer prices at Kenya shillings 2,500 per bag, 50 kilogram bag, down from 7,000 in 2022. We are equally investing. We are equally investing 5.4 billion in food resilience programs, Kenya shillings 2.7 billion to support farmers and workers in the sugar sector. And as citizens know, that is a sector that we have finally turned the corner with, a sector that was almost collapsing. Today, all the sugar mills are working. We have licensed another five sugar mills in the last 2 years, and we have made sure that progressively our estimates indicate that in the next 1 to 2 years, Kenya will be a net exporter of sugar. And that is why we have said imported sugar will now attract heavy duties. We have equally provided 2 billion Kenya shillings to waive coffee farmers' debts. We did provide 1 billion in the budget we just concluded, 2 billion in the budget we just concluded. We are providing another 2 billion in this budget, and we will complete the coffee waiver for farmers in the coming year. We have also provided 500 million shillings to enhance resources in our coffee cherry fund. Young farmers will benefit from a Kenya shillings 1.3 billion credit facility, while pastoral resilience and livestock commercialization programs have received 3.3 billion and 1.3 billion respectively. We have also allocated 5.5 billion to support 300,000 pastoralist farmers in 21 arid and semi-arid counties through cooperatives and market access initiatives. Additional investment will expand access to milk coolers and value addition equipment in the dairy sector. We're already negotiating and in final stages of an additional 650 milk coolers and value addition equipment for our dairy sector. To support rural industrialization and value addition, we have provided 3.85 billion to county aggregation and industrial parks to complete ongoing projects and to operationalize completed facilities with common user facilities. We have already 16 county aggregation and industrial parks that are complete, and we have provided in this year's budget money for their operationalization, money for equipment, money for common user facilities, so that locally produced products can now be processed, value added, before they go into the market. Our goal is simple: to help farmers produce more, earn more, and build greater prosperity in rural Kenya. We are equally committed to empowering women, young people, and grassroots communities, with nearly 110 billion committed to programs that will expand opportunity and strengthen livelihoods. This includes Kenya shillings 22.6 billion for youth programs, and 12.4 billion for the National Youth Service to recruit an additional 10,000 young people, modernize facilities, and strengthen skills development. Additionally, we will be funding with other partners Kenya shilling 6.5 billion for classrooms, workshops, and hostels to accommodate an additional 50,000 recruits in our National Youth Service. Already, we have provided money for the purchase of 50 graders for the National Youth Service and 50 tippers for the National Youth Service, for them to work with the Nairobi regeneration and finally for other programs around the country. In addition, 8.8 billion shillings has been allocated for affordable credit to micro and small enterprises. And I just completed a program with Africa Guarantee Finance Fund for them to support this exercise as we work with Kenya Industrial Estates, Kenya Development Corporation, and our MSME sector. Kenya shillings 5.3 billion for the Nyota program and Kenya shillings 2 billion for paid internship is part of the resources that we have made available. We have also allocated 25 billion for cash transfer benefiting 1.2 million vulnerable households. Kenya shillings 8.9 billion for orphans and vulnerable children. Kenya shillings 4.3 billion for hunger safety net program. Kenya shillings 1.5 billion for persons living with severe disabilities. And Kenya shillings 900 million to support girls' education and dignity. To strengthen grassroots administration, public participation, and access to government services, Kenya shillings 3.9 billion has been allocated for village elders across the country. We realize this is a resource that is often available for grassroots sensitization, grassroots mobilization, creating harmony in our communities, but they have not been recognized in the past. We have now recognized the 100,000 plus village elders who will now be part and parcel of the ecosystem of government delivery. To enhance access to justice and strengthen the rule of law, funding for the judiciary has now increased from 16 billion shillings in 2022 to 30 billion shillings in this budget. Again, it is because of our commitment that funding the judiciary is not just about justice. It is also about development. And this is not a cost to the people of Kenya. It is investment in our development. Affordable housing remains a key pillar of our economic transformation. With 274,000 housing units under construction and more than 640,000 jobs supported directly and indirectly. To sustain this momentum, we have committed 138 billion to affordable housing and urban development. This will finance affordable housing units, our hostels for close to 180,000 students in our universities, in our technical training colleges, in our Kenya medical training colleges, and also to support the construction of markets across Kenya so that our mama mbogas and all other traders operate in an environment that is conducive, that is hygienic, and that is protected. We are investing in housing, infrastructure, and energy, and the digital connectivity, because growth requires jobs, creates mobility, and also opportunity. Accordingly, 225 billion has been allocated to roads and Kenya shillings 52 billion to transport infrastructure. I did make a commitment that we are going to complete the ongoing 6,000 kilometers of roads in Kenya today. And we are working on other transport infrastructure to support logistics and mobility in our country. This includes 20.8 billion for the extension of the standard gauge railway from Naivasha to Kisumu and onwards to Malaba, and Kenya shillings 4.2 billion for the Dongo Kundu Special Economic Zone, and also an additional 3.8 billion for flood mitigation and emergency preparedness, as we are getting from the weathermen that we might be expecting an El Nino. Reliable and affordable energy remains essential to economic growth and household welfare. We have therefore allocated 34.1 billion to the sector, including 26.1 billion for rural electrification and grid expansion, Kenya shillings 3.7 billion for power generation, and Kenya shillings 3.2 billion for alternative energy technologies. To cushion Kenyans from volatility in the global fuel market, including disruptions arising from conflict in the Middle East, including in the Iran, we have set aside 21.5 billion for fuel stabilization and provided seed capital for the establishment of the East African Refinery as a mechanism for a